sustainability and green energy, Viking heritage, welfare system, new Nordic food. Welcome to Denmark Explained, where we explore the rich tapestry of Danish culture, one captivating story at a time. Let's begin by unfolding a surprising fact many outside Europe, and even some Europeans, might not realize. Greenland, the world's largest island, belongs to the Kingdom of Denmark. Yes, this massive Arctic landmass with its icy wilderness, untouched nature, and native Inuit population is technically tied to a small, peaceful Scandinavian country best known for bikes, design, and pastries. Denmark may have just 5.8 million people, but its sovereign reach extends thousands of kilometers west to this vast, remote territory. Greenland is home to only 56,000 people but sits on vast natural resources, oil, minerals, and potential rare earth materials that the world is hungry for. Yet Greenland has its own government that handles daily affairs like education, health, and environment, while Denmark manages foreign policy, security, and defense. This relationship is deeply historical, stretching back centuries, and is built not on ownership, but on mutual ties and support. Few in the world outside this region understand this delicate, unique arrangement. What makes this relationship fascinating is that Greenland is not merely an overseas territory. It's culturally rich, distinct, and deeply tied to its native Inuit heritage. For Denmark, Greenland is both a point of pride and a responsibility, a relationship managed with care rather than profit. This backstory is essential to grasp why Donald Trump's 2019 proposal to buy Greenland was seen not just as strange, but as deeply offensive and absurd in Denmark. But before we continue, please support the channel by pressing the like button, share and hit subscribe. And if you want to see more, remember to click on the playlist link below in the description. Thank you. In August 2019, President Donald Trump openly floated the idea of the United States purchasing Greenland. According to news reports, this wasn't an offhand comment. Trump's administration seriously explored the idea and discussed it internally as part of a broader strategy for the Arctic. The world media quickly lit up, treating this as a bizarre and even laughable suggestion. But behind the scenes, strategic planners knew why Trump wanted this frozen giant. Historically, this was not the first time the US had tried to buy Greenland. After World War II in 1946, the United States offered Denmark $100 million in gold to buy the territory, an offer that was politely but firmly rejected. Back then, as now, the US understood Greenland's incredible geostrategic importance, positioned between North America and Europe, offering early warning defense potential during the Cold War, and now a gateway to Arctic trade and resources. Trump's reasoning, according to insiders, was clear. Greenland is rich in untapped natural resources, and its location makes it ideal for military bases and monitoring Arctic activity, especially as the ice melts, opening new naval routes. But to Denmark, the idea of selling Greenland, essentially treating its people, culture, and sovereignty like a commodity, was unthinkable. The proposal was dismissed by Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen as absurd, a word that traveled the globe overnight, sparking debate in every corner. To understand the American obsession with Greenland, you need to think beyond real estate and into global power politics. The Arctic is warming faster than any other region, and as its ice retreats, new shipping lanes are opening that could dramatically reduce transport times between Asia, Europe, and North America. Whoever controls these lanes could control the future of global shipping. And Greenland sits right in the middle of this new maritime map. Moreover, beneath Greenland's icy crust lie rare earth minerals, essential for high-tech products like smartphones, electric cars, and advanced military systems. As China has dominated the rare earth market, Western powers are desperate to secure new independent sources of these materials. Greenland's unexploited resources represent a potential gold mine, and the US doesn't want to let rivals like Russia or China get a foothold here. There's also military logic. The U.S. Air Force's Thule Air Base in northern Greenland is critical for ballistic missile detection and space surveillance. Any disruption or change in sovereignty here could upset decades of carefully balanced NATO defense. To American military planners, keeping Greenland friendly, or better yet within direct control, would be a strategic coup. When Trump's proposal became public, Denmark's response was swift, united, and overwhelmingly negative. A series of opinion polls showed that nearly 80% of Danes rejected the idea completely, considering it an insult to national dignity and Greenland's right to self-determination. It wasn't just political leaders. The public, media, and experts were in rare agreement. Greenland was not for sale. Greenlanders themselves were equally dismissive. Greenland's Premier Kim Kielsen stated firmly that Greenland was open for business but not for sale, emphasizing the island's growing autonomy within the Danish realm. Many Greenlanders are proud of their distinct culture and their developing political independence, and the idea of being bought like property by another power was offensive to their sense of national identity. In Denmark proper, commentators noted that Trump's suggestion revealed how little outsiders understood about the country's relationship with Greenland. Danish society views its territories not as possessions but as partners. The proposal felt like a relic of 19th century imperialism, out of touch with modern respect for self-rule and indigenous rights. The Trump-Greenland episode reveals something deeper about Danish society that, visitors, newcomers, and expats might easily overlook. Denmark values quiet negotiation, patient diplomacy, and mutual trust over flashy deals and sudden moves. Its model of statecraft, including how it handles Greenland, is really based on building consensus and long-term harmony, rather than just transactions. This style actually reflects wider Danish cultural values, collective responsibility, social welfare, and respect for historical relationships. Danes believe in looking after the communities they are tied to, and Greenland is seen not as some distant colony but as an integral, though distinct, part of the kingdom. This is why the idea of selling Greenland was so shocking. It clashed with everything Danes believe about partnership and duty. For those thinking of moving to Denmark, this story illustrates an important truth. Things happen slowly here, carefully, with wide consultation. Big, fast decisions, like selling territory, are just alien to the Danish way of thinking. This cultural patience underlies Danish politics, workplace life, and even daily social behavior. The Arctic is rapidly becoming a global arena of competition as nations eye its resources and shipping lanes. Climate change is turning once inaccessible parts of the region into economically valuable territory, and countries like Russia, China, the United States, and Canada are jockeying for influence. Greenland, sitting in the middle, is a key prize in this emerging great game. For Denmark, this means playing a delicate role. It must balance Greenland's drive for greater independence with its own strategic interests and its obligations to NATO allies. Copenhagen's careful, inclusive diplomacy might help avoid the kind of conflict that could erupt if great powers act too aggressively in the region. Analysts warn that the coming decades will see rising tension over Arctic control, but Denmark's approach could serve as a model for peaceful negotiation. By rejecting Trump's offer, Denmark signaled that the Arctic's future should be decided by its inhabitants, not by distant powers making deals behind closed doors. Let's imagine the unthinkable. What if Denmark had agreed to sell Greenland? First, Greenland's political system would have been upended, its home rule government dissolved or reshaped under United States administration. Greenlanders might have faced changes in laws, rights, and cultural policies that undermined their indigenous traditions. Economically, the United States could have unleashed major industrial development, mining, oil drilling, military expansion, potentially damaging Greenland's fragile environment. The island's pristine natural beauty, so valuable for tourism and native ways of life, could have been sacrificed for profit. For Denmark, the sale could have shattered its international image as a responsible, ethical nation. Trust in its political leadership might have collapsed, and relations with other Nordic countries, built on mutual respect, could have been damaged. The global backlash against such a sale could have far outweighed any financial gain. The Trump-Greenland saga, while seemingly strange and humorous at first glance, opened a window into global power politics and revealed surprising truths about Denmark's national character. It reminded the world that Greenland matters deeply, not just to the Arctic but to global security, resources and environmental protection. For those dreaming of moving to Denmark, this story highlights the country's values: cautious progress, respect for history, and quiet strength. Denmark doesn't make rash decisions, and its approach to Greenland reflects its broader belief in thoughtful, measured governance. The next time you think of Denmark as simply cozy hygge, bicycles, and pastries, remember that this small nation holds one of the world's great geopolitical keys. Understanding this mindset is essential for anyone wanting to connect with life in Denmark. What do you think? Should a country be able to buy another territory if the price is high enough? Or should land always stay with its original nation? Make the background music immersive and engaging. We hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us bring you more amazing content. Join us here at Denmark Explained, where we uncover the wonders of Danish culture, one story at a time. See you in the next video.